Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we'll be doing a review for Fire and Ice #1 from Dynamite Comics. This is written by Bill Willingham with art by Leonardo, Manco, letters by Taylor Esposito. Now, I'm not very familiar with this franchise, but it is a #1, and I wanted to see how well does this book invite a new reader into a story. So that's what we're going to get into here. That's really a big part of my review. So in this issue, before the fire waned and the ice spread across the world, before Tigra met Larn, before everything you know about the unforgettable animated movie came to be, there were the before times. Times when evil might still be blunted, times when innocence was not yet lost. In Fire and Ice #1, writer Bill Willing, who's also written Fables, joins forces with artist Leonardo Manco, who's worked on things like Blaze of Glory and Helmstorm, Prince of Lies, making their triumphant return to comics. A new legend is about to be born. A fantastic classic returns to life with an all new prequel series. So this all happens before that Fire and Ice that it looks like people are already familiar with. More than 4 decades ago, two iconic creators came together to bring to the silver screen an amazing new world of magic and adventure in their classic animated film, Fire and Ice. Legendary artist Frank Frazetta and famed director Ralph Bakshi crafted a unique vision of beauty and danger in good versus evil, an all cast of hypnotic backdrop of savage prehistoric splendor now at long last, this timely vision expanding into comics for the first time with a new story to revisit the remarkable film from 1982. So I'm not familiar with the film. I do want to go check it out now after reading this. I think it's a really fun fantasy concept. And I'm a little bit familiar with the creative team, specifically Willingham, from reading Fables in the past. But I gotta say, the thing that blew me away is Manco's art. Like, it is fantastic to look at, and I don't just mean that in like it looks great. Also, in the fact that it looks just like, you know, fantasy, like sword and sorcery. Like, this is everything I want to see. Now, these preview pages don't have the word balloons. I got these from the Dynamite website. So in the book, we actually have dialogue going on in some of these pages. But I'm glad that we don't have it at the moment, just so you can see how much of the story you can really get from just the art, right? You know, this first page, we know that there's a group that's maybe running around the jungle talking. They're discussing something. Then we also visit this other world or this other region where somebody's arriving at a place. Like, all these little things, like, obviously those are very straightforward story elements. But then, even when we get into some of the stuff, like, you see the action, you see the violence that's about to kind of unfold, and it gives you a very good tone for the book. Like, it prepares you for what's to come. Um, so I really appreciate the art. I think the artist would really did it for me this time around, especially not being familiar with a lot of this material, um, or this world at all. But there's just so many details, so much fun to go around, and I think they've set up a really interesting premise of, like, these factions almost coming together to face a greater evil and a betrayal. Um, so it really has a lot of those classic tropes from fantasy that I really enjoy. So it's not all the way like, Game of Thrones. It's a little bit more fantastical than that, but it does have some of those vibes. So I don't know. I really enjoyed the first issue. I think I do want to also check out this film before I get deeper into this book. But if you're already familiar with the material, I think it's a really fun time to kind of go check this out. Obviously, there's a little bit of scantily clad characters, because that's just part of the tropes in fantasy. So make sure you go into this book with that mindset. I think that's definitely part of the appeal for a lot of people. So, but I thought it was done overall, like, very well planted. So I don't think anything's too gratuitous or anything like that. Even the violence doesn't feel overly gratuitous. So If you have read this, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.